Halo, kita jumpa lagi. Mari belajar bahasa Indonesia. Today we will learn about kalimat pasif, passive voice in Indonesian language. Remember to always repeat after me. Ikuti saya. Kita akan belajar tentang kalimat pasif. Kita akan belajar mengenai kalimat pasif. We will learn about passive sentences. Notice, in Indonesian language, adjective always comes after noun. So, instead of saying passive kalimat, we say kalimat pasif. Please see lesson 15 for more about this. Penggunaan kalimat pasif dalam bahasa Indonesia adalah lebih sering daripada dalam bahasa Inggris. The use of passive sentences in Indonesian language is more often than in English. Here are some examples of how Indonesian language uses more passive voice than English does. I'm taking some translations from two websites that are put up by the same company, one in English and the translation in Indonesian. There is a sentence that reads, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." The translation in Indonesian language reads as, "Your time is limited, so don't have it wasted by living someone else's life." Notice, instead of saying don't waste it, Indonesian says it, don't have it wasted, because the subject is your time. Another sentence, "If there is anything commanders love, it is a good challenge." The Indonesian translation means as, "If there is anything that is loved by commanders, it is a good challenge." Again, Indonesian translation changes the voice from active to passive. Now let's follow after me. Now let's repeat after me using reading the Indonesian sentence. Jika ada hal yang sangat disukai komandan, itu adalah tantangan yang bagus. Okay. Another sentence. If there is anyone commanders respect, it's someone who is able to stand up to them intellectually. The Indonesian translation means, if there is someone who is respected by commanders, it is someone who can stand up to them intellectually. Again, the translation changes the voice from active, commanders respect, to passive, respected by commanders. Now let's read the Indonesian sentence. Repeat after me. Jika ada orang yang dihormati komandan, ia adalah orang yang mampu berdiri sama tinggi secara intelektual dengan mereka. Oke. Kalimat pasif digunakan ketika passive sentence is used when 1. The subject or the doer isn't important, or when what happened to the object is more important. This is the more common sentence structure in Indonesian language where the stress is on the event or the action, not on the doer. Ada dua jenis kalimat pasif. There are two types of passive voices in Indonesian language. This is just to show you how we use more passive sentences than English language does. The first one is when it is intentional, with important doer, and therefore we use prefix D for the verb. The second one, when it is unintentional, accidental, without important doer, we use prefix ter for the verb. Let's go to the examples. Berikut ini adalah contoh-contohnya. The following are the examples. Now, look at the picture. Now my toes hurt. I can say, kaki saya diinjak oleh abang. Kaki saya diinjak oleh abang. My foot was stepped on by my brother. In that sentence, I'm telling you who the doer is because it's kind of important. Because in this sentence, I'm accusing him of doing it intentionally, or I know that he did it intentionally. I use prefix D for the verb. Or I can say, kaki saya terinjak oleh abang. The reason why my toes hurt is because kaki saya terinjak oleh abang. The translation is the same. My foot was stepped on by my brother. But in the second sentence, I knew that it was an accident. Or I am assuming that it was an accident. And because it's an accident, the point is only that kaki saya terinjak. That's why it hurts now. Who did it? Doesn't matter. The reason why my toes hurt is because kaki saya terinjak. The summary: there are two prefixes to form passive voices. D when it is intentional, and ter when it is accidental or unintentional. Diinjak, stepped on. Terinjak also means stepped on. D intentional, ter accidental. Demikian. Begitu. That's it. Mari kita lihat lebih lanjut. I didn't sprain my ankle. Of course not. Who on the right mind want to have a sprained ankle? It was an accident. So, nobody did it. I certainly didn't. Kaki saya terkilir. My foot was accidentally sprained. Nobody did it. Apakah yang telah terjadi? Apakah yang telah terjadi? Most of the time, this is an accident. Vasnya tersenggol. Vasnya tersenggol. The vase was accidentally nudged. Oleh siapa? Maybe I want to know who nudged it accidentally. I know it's an accident. I just want to know who was involved. Oleh kucing. Apakah engkau yakin bahwa dia tidak sengaja? Apakah engkau yakin bahwa dia tidak sengaja? Mari kita periksa CCTV. Mari kita periksa CCTV-nya. This doesn't seem like an accident. So, vasnya didorong oleh kucing. Vasnya didorong kucing. Why did you do something that you didn't like doing? Saya dipaksa oleh ibu. Saya dipaksa. Why did you do something that you didn't like doing? Saya terpaksa. Not by my friends, but by the fact that I lost a bet. So, again, there are two prefixes to form passive voices. Di, when it is intentional. Ter, when it is accidental or unintentional. Or when the subject, the doer, isn't important. For example, for intentional, didorong. For accidental, tersenggol. Dicari. I'm hungry right now. Where is the vegetable? Sayurnya sedang dimasak. Sayurnya sedang dimasak. Why is his face blue? Dia ditinju. Dia ditinju. What was his or her reaction when she received that unexpected news? Dia terkejut. Dia terkejut. What was your reaction when you received that sad news? Tenggorokan saya tercekat. Tenggorokan saya tercekat. What was their reaction when they saw the 4-year-old scale the 10th-story building? Mereka terperangah. Mereka terperangah. You love parasailing so much. Is that true that you plan to parasail across Bali Strait? Hal itu sempat terlintas dalam pikiran saya. Hal itu sempat terlintas dalam pikiran saya. You love swimming in Indonesian warm, shallow sea so much. Would you attempt to swim across a strait? Hal itu belum pernah terpikir oleh saya. Hal itu belum pernah terpikir oleh saya. So, there are two prefixes to form passive voices. D, when it is intentional or the doer is important. Or, even though you don't say who the doer is, you know somebody does it. Another one is ter, when it is accidental, unintentional, or the doer is extremely unimportant. For 100 most frequently used verbs in Indonesian language, please see my other video. Here, berat sama dipikul, ringan sama dijinjing. What is heavy is shouldered together. What is light is hand carried together. Berat sama dipikul, ringan sama dijinjing. Anak dipangku, kemenakan dibimbing. Anak dipangku, kemenakan dibimbing. This means that for a man, they are responsible not only for their children, but also for their nieces and nephews. Teruslah berlatih. Please subscribe to get more updates. Sampai jumpa di bagian selanjutnya. Salam.